Welcome to this video to the most frequent myths and unsolicited advice that we hear when we are confronted with infertility. One of those that is very high ranked is, why don't you just adopt a child? Well, adoption is a very complex procedure, if not the most complex procedure in our legal system. And by no means it constitutes a real alternative to going through fertility treatments, at least for a certain time. In most countries, there are very strict requirements if you would like to apply for an adoption. For instance, a special age category, you have to be married for a certain period of time, you need financial and job situations that match with a potential adoption, which of course can also change over time, and even health issues that have to be clarified. This is fine, as the authority taking care of adoptions obviously wants to make sure that a child comes into a very good family and has a very good life in the right place, so it doesn't have to be changed once again. However, by no means is there a realistic chance that even if you meet all these criteria, you will be selected for an adoption anytime soon. Very often, adoption processes can last for 10 or even more years until you eventually get out of it because you pass the age limit. Also, people often have in their mind that there's a lot of poor children in other countries that would be very happy to grow up in a family in Europe, for instance. But looking at this a bit more closer, we are actually talking about human trafficking in some cases. We cannot just assume that a child growing up in a poor country would want to live with us just because we have better circumstances here. So it's very good that from a legal point of view, those kind of adoptions are not even possible to just go to another country and sort of buy a child, let alone the ethical aspects that we talk about here. So the real chances of having a successful adoption process is something very, very difficult. Also, there are children ready for adoption that, for instance, suffer from a disability where it's not guaranteed that they can grow up in the environment that they need as well. So there's a lot of perfect parents-to-be that are in the adoption process, but that will eventually never get the chance to really adopt a child. There are also financial possibilities. Some couples, they would turn to another country with a bit less strict laws where more things are possible. I don't want to go into ethical discussions here, whether it should be a question of money or not, but spending $500,000 or more to go through an adoption process abroad to make it legal in your home country, these are hurdles that are not realistic to be taken by most people being in a situation of infertility. So before giving this advice to someone, please make sure that you inform yourself well enough to know that adoption is not a real substitute for infertility treatments if it was that easy. For most people it's a possibility, but it's also understandable if they want to keep on trying in the regular way to sort of raise their chances once again. So thank you very much for watching this video. Give me a thumbs up if you also made these kind of experiences. And this category of videos is just aimed to deconstruct the most myths that come along with this topic, in order not to project it on oneself and feel bad about it. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.